Howdy. Here we have Revenge of the Fallen Wheelie. He's actually a pretty decent character in the film, which is a lot more than I can say for his G1 counterpart. His alt mode is actually based on a remote-controlled monster truck, not a real-life one, though it lacks an antenna for safety reasons. It's a pretty solid mode in general, and the proportions are appropriate for any sort of monster truck. A Scout-sized body on top of 4 Voyager-sized wheels. But even with the wheels, it generally feels small for its size class, which is probably why it was packaged in robot mode. He has a couple of unsightly gaps in the body. There's also quite a few robot extras. The head can clearly be seen inside the bed, and the limbs and claws are visible even from side angles. Although the strutworks of monster trucks look pretty messy anyway. The colour scheme is okay, but a bit dull. Granted, he's coloured this way in the movie, but some kind of deco would have been nice. At least he's not the orange monstrosity that his predecessor was. And there may be a snazzier redeco at some point. The transformation to robot mode is pretty clever, but also pretty annoying. Everything is so compact that it can be hard to pull out certain pieces, such as the cab section, which you'll see in a bit. The reverse conversion is trickier for pretty much the same reasons. Wheelie's alt mode may feel small for a Deluxe, but his robot mode is one of the largest for its size class. It all depends on how you position the lower legs. Some fold them like this, but this doesn't look that good to me, so I leave them extended. If you choose to do the latter, he stands taller than animated Lockdown, which is impressive in some ways, but on the other hand, he's ridiculously out of scale compared with the other Revenge of the Fallen Deluxes. No doubt the Legends version will be a closer fit. He's got a unique overall look with skeletal limbs, a head that isn't spherical, optics that aren't the same, which represents his very unfortunate confrontation with Michaela. And like Sideswiping Sideways, he has wheel feet. Fortunately, he has a toe and a heel spur to keep him stable. But on the topic of stability, the chest doesn't really lock in place. It just rests where it's supposed to be. Articulation is pretty good because of all the transformation joints. Okay, there's no waist or head rotation, but to make up for the latter, he can look up or down at the neck. In 2 places actually. Also, because his optics are on hinges, he's one of the few figures that can change his expression. You could say he has face articulation. They can move up and down independently for an angry, mystified or saddened look. He doesn't have a proper Mecha Live feature. Instead, he's got an allegiance switching gimmick. It's decent, but it feels a little cheap because of how loose the tab moves. Not to mention that the tab itself is in a very unfortunate place. Overall, despite its faults, it's still an okay figure, but if you're bothered about the size, wait for the Legends version. It'll be in scale with the Leaders, Voyagers and the Human Alliance toys at the very least. Next I'm reviewing Deep Desert Brawl. See you then!